Toilet was voiding directly into crawl space for 2 years. My wife and I bought a house in Florida in 2021. It had sat empty for a year before we bought it. It's a stick frame house built in 1930. There's a 12 crawl space underneath. Today I pulled the toilet up in one of the bathrooms and discovered the flange rough-in hole has no pipe connecting it to the main sewage line. For 2 years the toilet has been flushing directly into the small crawl space. I'm a disabled veteran and have been really sick living here. Went to an ENT a year ago and discovered I'm allergic to everything they test for. Was told that this area is just really bad for allergies. Looks like that wasn't the only thing making me sick. Now I'm left wondering just how screwed we are. I'm thinking of calling the city to see if there were plumbing permits. But I'm worried they could declare the house unlivable. Any advice on just how much we will have to do to remediate this? Call a plumber right away. Don't contact a code person unless you have to. Get it fixed up. Then move on. Feces breaks down quickly. Animals are shitting all over your property. Insects and bacteria got you covered. Biggest risk here is mold water damage from the toilet water constantly flushing into your crawl space more than the feces. Plumber that puts the drain in can probably look around to see if it appears to be an issue. I'd reach out to Team Rubicon and put your name in for assistance. They do disaster relief but also a ton of home rehab stuff for disabled vets. They kick ass. I would imagine just getting rid of the water in the crawl space would start to help the mold issues. Didn't the house smell with the raw sewage underneath it? I would want to get a plumber out to clean it up and see if they can connect you to the sewer line. Or see some reason why it was not connected. It's possible this was just some idiot forgot to hook it up or something. I would not want to get on the city's radar for anything if I did not need to. Also in many areas permit history can be found online. So, I'd look that up myself before I called anyone. Hoping for your sake it's just treating this like any other plumbing spill and fixing the pipes. It's very difficult to sue a seller under the best of circumstances. But 2 years later I doubt you have any recourse. Do not call the city. They will condemn your house. Call 2-3 plumbers who can figure out what's going on. I sold a house with the same condition in the Midwest, hired a guy to come clean and bag the waste and a portion of the soil below and dispose of it, and then had the pipe fixed. It will probably cost a couple $1,000s if you go entirely through licensed companies. Although you might find some brave laborers to help you get the waste bagged for less. Plumbers won't go under a house full of shit. Pump out the crawl space. Call a septic company to do this. Set fans up to dry it out ASAP. Then, I personally would crawl under there with a pump spray and mask that was a ratio of bleach and water. And spray it all down after it had dried from being pumped out. I would probably do this 100 million times. I would imagine once would be enough. But double tap that shit just to be sure. Can't be too careful with zombies. This isn't hyper uncommon by the way. Check with a broker, realtor, real estate lawyer ASAP. The fact that that wasn't connected is a material defect to the home and you should be able to pursue legal damage from the seller or their broker depending on local laws. Did you have an inspection? Was there a seller's disclosure form? Have someone throw a bunch of lime all over it underneath there. Let it do its thing. It will destroy and eat it. Then get a plumber to fix it. Did you do due diligence and have a home inspection when you bought the house? How does this get missed when someone inspects the crawl space? The second someone stuck their head and nose in there. It should have been alarming. What am I missing? 100 million. Get a lawyer immediately. You have 3 years likely. I am a Colorado lawyer. IDK Florida law to go after everyone. Your house inspector will have insurance. The seller needs to be listed as a defendant, as does the realtor who sold the house. You should very much not live there. Go stay with family while this plays out. Did you have a home inspection when you made this purchase? Call some local plumbers. They will likely be able to refer you to bio cleanup crew that they use. They will know how to best help you. If you could get some lye powder to cover all the waste for now. If the ground is just dirt soil, it will just go into it. You can then tarp it and the plumber can work on top of that, but let them know. Or you can instruct them to do it. I had a property that was rehabbed and a similar situation had occurred, and this is what we did. It's unfortunate. I'm of a mind that 1. You rent a porta potty temporarily. 2. You go after the realtor local building department for recompense to correct the issue. 3. Use your veteran status and contact your local TV station. I'm a Brit but my 2 sons are Americans. One a veteran, as is his wife. Both officers and know how to work the system. But they both are appalled at the lack of support for enlisted non-officer class veterans. This country, my adopted home, needs to step up its game and support folks like you. Thank you for your service. Folded hands. Freedom ain't free. Bullseye. United States, United Kingdom. Agree with. Do not call the city or any public agency. Remediation. Then plumber. You're cleaning up your private property. None of the city's business. Emo. They will make it a nightmare and prohibitively expensive. Cross post to the plumber subreddit. Everyone is saying call a plumber. And they're not wrong. But also, check your sale contract. Many of them have a provision that says the seller has no knowledge of unpermitted work. A toilet draining to a crawl space is 100 not permitted. You can definitely take them to court for cost of the repairs. Did you have inspections done prior to purchase? I'd say that should have been noted in the inspection. Let it dry out completely. See if you can get someone to hook it up for you. Do not call city or code enforcement. May want to find a handyman and not a licensed plumber either. Real plumber likely won't take the job. Shouldn't really be dangerous once it dries up. Don't contact code enforcement. Whatever you do, please don't contact code enforcement. Don't CO not the asshole. CT Codehouse will be declared a toxic waste site. It's your problem and you need to get it fixed. Get a plumber to install a pipe and see if they will do some cleanup under the house. If not, hire a cleanup company. Should not be that bad of a job and easy to remedy. If you used the VA loan, contact the VA. When you purchase a house using the VA loan, the seller has to make guarantees about the working order of the home and the VA sends out an inspector. They may be able to assist you. Years ago, family member purchased a home in Alabama, built in the late 1960s. Doing renovation of a bathroom. I received a photograph which shocked me. Apparently, whomever originally plumbed it had decided to drain the tub and sinks directly into the crawl space. In a subsequent conversation with a local plumber, family member was told that it was once quite common in the area to do so, but that usually people would dig a pit and fill it with crushed stone, not discharge directly into the dirt. I'm curious. When you purchased the house, did the inspector not look into the crawl space and notice that the toilet wasn't connected to a sewer line? Get a lawyer. This is recoverable. Strongly recommend checking with at least a few. Did you have an inspection before you bought your house and also the realtor or company? Sue the seller for failure to disclose. Was there not a home inspection when you bought it? Very sad this happened. Contact some groups that help veterans. This needs to be remediated and fixed or you might get even sicker. I'm sorry. You're in Florida. You're screwed no matter what.